hidden companies' tricks that rip you off. From Facebook ads to TV commercials, you're constantly being bombarded by people trying to sell you stuff. And marketers may not be scientists, but they've mastered the art of using your psychology against you. By exploiting your vulnerability to different styles of propaganda, companies can trick you into buying more stuff and paying more for it. We at Smart is the New Sexy have scoured the research on some of the strategies marketers use to lure in consumers, so you can catch them in their own game. Watch the video till the end because there's a bonus waiting for you. You will learn that rude sellers are rude intentionally, and you will get to know what this rudeness has to do with prompting you to buy stuff. 9. The illusion of scarcity. People are more likely to desire things if they seem like scarce resources. In a classic study, researchers showed 200 people 2 identical cookie jars, except one had 10 cookies and the other had just 2. Surprisingly, people rated the cookies in the empty jar as more valuable. Today, airlines and other companies use the scarcity principle all the time. Think, only a few tickets left at this price. Familiar, isn't it? Hit like if you've ever followed this trick. Number 8. Loss aversion. Ever wonder why companies offer free trials? The reason links back to the results from one of the studies conducted by Nobel-winning psychologist and behavioral economist Daniel Kahneman and his colleagues. The group ultimately found that people are more likely to act when they have something to lose, as opposed to gaining the same thing. That's why companies offer free trials, so customers will want to keep subscribing after the trial period is over. In the study, Kahneman and his colleagues gave people mugs, chocolate, or nothing. People then had the option of keeping their items or trading with someone else. About 86% of those given mugs chose to keep their mugs, whereas only half of those who started with nothing chose mugs, and just 10% of people given chocolate traded for them. 7. Reciprocity. As psychologist Robert Cialdini writes in his book, Influence: The Psychology of Persuasion, if someone does something for you, you're more likely to want to do something for them. Simply put, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Cialdini has found that when a restaurant server brings a check with 1 mint, people will tip 3.3% higher than normal. And with 2 mints, they'll tip a whopping 20% more. Think about that next time you go out to eat. 6. Social proof. Basically, people tend to do something simply because other people are doing it, also known as going with the herd. The same psychologist Robert Cialdini writes in his book that this is why TV sitcoms used canned laughter, which makes you think something is funny just because you hear other people laughing at it. Or take social media. People or brands will often buy ghost followers who aren't real people to make others think they have a large following. How important is social proof for you? Please share your thoughts on it in the comment section below. 5. Anchoring. Anchoring refers to the notion that people will make decisions that rely too heavily on the first piece of information they get. For example, studies reveal how anchoring affects salary negotiations. Participants gave candidates a higher salary offer when they suggested an implausibly high salary than when they suggested a realistic one. Companies often use this tactic with sales, where they set an anchor price to show you how much the product has been marked down. For instance, you may be willing to pay $50 for a new shirt if it's been discounted from $100, even if it's more money than you would usually pay. 4. The Baader-Meinhof phenomenon. Let's pretend you have, $40,000 to spare, and you're out shopping for a shiny new ride. You've never really cared about cars that much before, minus perhaps a cerebral hate for the car commercials you see every 7 seconds during a televised sporting event. But now you're invested. And when someone mentions a certain kind of car, one you've never heard of before, but maybe gets high ratings on consumer review sites, you're interested. Suddenly, the car is everywhere. It's parked in front of your house, your boss's husband has one, you see 2 of them next to you in traffic on your way home. The car is even popping up in those ubiquitous commercials during the baseball game, and you swear up and down they came out of nowhere. So what exactly is happening here? Did this car suddenly come to dominate the cultural consciousness? Or is your consciousness playing tricks on you? Welcome to the Bader-Meinhof phenomenon, otherwise known as frequency illusion or recency illusion. This phenomenon occurs when the thing you've just noticed, experienced, or been told about suddenly crops up constantly. It gives you the feeling that out of nowhere, pretty much everyone and their cousin are talking about the subject, or that it is swiftly surrounding you. And you're not crazy, you are totally seeing it more. But the thing is, of course, that's because you're noticing it more. 3. The power of anecdote. People like stories. It's that simple. Research suggests that the reason stories are so persuasive is that they transport us to a place where we're more likely to believe in something. Other research shows that people who seek out emotional situations and ones who enjoy thinking were both likely to be transported by stories. Maybe that's why so many ads feature customer testimonials, because they tell a story we can identify with. Testimonials are a cornerstone of direct marketing success because they are real comments from real people. Testimonials overcome a prospect's skepticism. Who the heck are you and why should I listen to you anyway? By helping them connect emotionally to other people who've used and liked these or those products. Reading those true life stories makes prospects more receptive to what you have to say and sell. 2. The decoy effect. Sometimes a company will include an additional price option just to make you think you're getting a deal. Duke professor of psychology and behavioral economist Dan Ariely did a study of a marketing strategy used by The Economist. The magazine offered 3 subscriptions: an online subscription for $59, a print subscription for $125, and a print and online subscription for $125. When Ariely offered 100 students these 3 options, most students picked the online print combo, since it seemed like the best deal. But when he took out the print-only option, most students picked the cheaper online-only one. Which option would you choose? 1. The 0.01 cent decrease price. Nobody believes they'll be persuaded to buy something simply because it's priced $9.99 instead of $10. But studies say otherwise. It's called the left digit effect. The difference of 1 cent can turn a window shopper into an actual shopper, according to a 2015 study by researchers at Colorado State University and Washington State University, published in the Journal of Consumer Research. In one test, the researchers asked participants to evaluate 2 identical pens. They priced one at $2 and the other at $3.99. Amazingly, 44% of the participants chose the higher-priced pen. Bonus: they sick rude salespeople on you. At high-end stores like Gucci, customers are actually more inclined to buy expensive products after a salesperson has acted snottily to them, a new study found. This effect, which doesn't work with mass-market brands, only luxury, seems to have something to do with the desire to be part of an in crowd. To paraphrase it, you're more likely to want to belong to a club that doesn't want you as a member. Do you know any other tricks that companies use? We would be glad to hear them in the comment section. Remember to click subscribe to be among the smart and the sexy.